Today is Thursday, and today is Casey and I's 9th anniversary. 9 years we've been married. 11 and a half years we've been, 11 and a half years since we met. We met on 5/5/5. Never forget that. Today I don't really have any footage of the kids. I didn't do a lot of filming. I was planning to come in here and sit down and basically tell you guys why I do these vlogs. Let's just jump into it. So the number one reason that I do these vlogs is pretty obvious. I want to share what it is to be a special needs parent, what the special needs life looks like, what it's like to be a stay-at-home dad with a special needs kid. It's just that life that we special needs parents live. And I'm hoping especially that some parents that are maybe just in the beginning of this journey, that they're just starting down this road and they feel like everything's completely crashing down around them and that there's just no hope. And they see this and they realize that, you know, it's hard, but you're not alone. Other people have been through this. Other people have been down this road. There is a way to make the best of it. There's a way to embrace it, and maybe by watching this you can see that it's not all that bad. In fact, it's pretty awesome. It's a life less ordinary than maybe you expected, but it's hard, don't lie, but there's really great parts to this, and you can go back to being a normal person. You'll be forever changed, but you can go back to being a normal person. But remember that you're not alone. There are other people out there that have been down your road, at least similar roads as yours. So seek them out. Go on Facebook, go on Twitter, Snapchat, or whatever thing that you use. Search them out. They're out there, and they I'm sure they want to get in touch with you and tell you about their lives. Sometimes it's good to have a shoulder to cry on, lean on, or offer your shoulder to someone for those same reasons, that's on that same journey, that has a good understanding of what you're going through. And I think number two is pretty obvious also. I mean, you should know by now, this is 53 episodes in, I'm an extroverted person, but I'm living a pretty introverted life. I mean, I'm married to an introvert, so this format, this camera, allows me to, it's like having somebody else here. It's like having you with me a lot of the times, that I can just turn and I can talk to you. And that brings me to number three, which is, I mean, I love to talk to people. As an extrovert, of course, I love to talk to people. I love to talk. I can talk and talk and talk. But sometimes when emotion is involved, I have a real trouble expressing myself. I struggle to get my point across when I'm feeling emotional about something. But this format allows me to really cut all of the non-essential just chatter that's going on and get closer to what I really want to say. And sometimes words don't even cut that. Sometimes I just need to show you, because I don't know that I can explain what I want you to understand. So, you know, this format works for me because I can sit down, I can edit, and I can cut all the non-essential stuff out of it. And number four is, I mean, I've always had an interest in making and being in movies. I love movies, and that doesn't even mean that I dream of being a Brad Pitt. I mean, that would be great to be a Brad Pitt or Tom Cruise, but let's look at this. I'm never going to be that guy. But not even on the large scale. Some of my favorite film work are short films, small little things that individuals have done, these independent movies. You know, they're not the blockbusters. It's not something that you've gone to the movie theater and paid your $6 or $15, depending on where you live, dollars to see on the big screen. Sometimes it's just stuff that you find on the internet. It's a lot of stuff that I can find on YouTube. And so I really dig camera play. I like special effects. I love seeing how these things are done, how movie magic happens. How music affects the mood of a movie, of a scene, just plain storytelling. And now that I've started down this journey, I mean, I've found that I really enjoy the editing part of it too, just really getting in and figuring out how to cut a scene, add a scene so that they or slightly interact, or maybe there needs to be a black space in between, or maybe the sound should carry through, all these things that editing have. On that note, when I finish a particular episode that I'm happy with, and I hit that upload button, it's like, it's like I get goosebumps because I'm really happy with what I've made, and there's this kind of high that I get when it's like, okay, here it goes. It's going public. I'm putting myself out there to see if people like this or not. And I really am hoping that people will understand what I've tried to impart, and that it's not just what I say. Sometimes it's not something that's been verbalized in the video like this, where I'm telling you things. It's more of an overall feeling maybe for the whole video, or just for this one or two scenes, or maybe a message that I've tried to get across with how it's basic filmmaking, but it just gives me a high, hoping that you get it, hoping that you've caught that small thing that I put in there, that emotion that I was trying to elicit from you. And I think lastly is I really like looking at old photos of my parents, of my grandparents, of my family, reading old letters, and maybe the limited amount of home movies that my dad made on some vacations when we were, maybe before I was born. Being able to see that past is, I think, fascinating for a lot of us. And until the last 10 or 15 years, well, really not even 15 years, until something like YouTube came along, where you could upload these videos so easily. These small pieces of the past were these touchstones for us, and I don't want to say romanticize, but it kind of lets you romanticize the past with your parents. That's awesome. But now I have this opportunity to attempt to do this every day, that maybe my children will look at this 20 years from now and be able to touch more of their past and touch my past on a exponentially higher level than I was ever capable of doing. And so with that, I encourage everyone to do this. I try to do one every week. These are bigger than home movies. I mean, they're home movies, but they're on a whole other level. This is a connection to your past, a connection for my children to see their past, for their children's children, and hopefully these videos will continue on. And I'm not trying to get my head all big here, but I am thinking, I know that if I could go back and see videos that my father made before I was born, or everyday videos from my mother. I mean, my mother passed away when I was 5.5 years old. Dominick's not even 4 years old yet. Who knows? Not to be morbid, but I'm saying, who knows? Maybe, but he could have this touchstone to some of who I am. And I mean, that excites me. This is like a form of immortality almost, I guess. I know that sounds weird, but really, it's a touchstone to the past. So future me and future kids, I hope everything is going good in the future and that you're looking back on these fondly. But on that note, I'm going to keep doing this every day. I'm trying to do this every day. Please keep watching. Please click subscribe. Thank you.